clear in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Temperature around 50 degrees. And for the first time since 1986, the Green Bay Packers come to Steeltown. The capacity crowd will look on at Three Rivers Stadium tonight as their Pittsburgh Steelers host the Green Bay Packers. Al Michaels with Dan Dierdorf and Boomer Esiason. When we last saw the Packers on the Monday night 5 weeks ago, they were skunked by Minnesota. They didn't know where they were. But last week, a big win at home against San Francisco, and at the halfway mark, they're 6-2 and feeling pretty good about themselves. But the Steelers have been unbelievably inconsistent. 2 weeks ago, they go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs on the Monday night, only to turn around and get killed last week by Tennessee here at Three Rivers. I think tonight the question gets answered. Are the Steelers contenders or pretenders? Good matchup. Green Bay and Pittsburgh coming up on Monday Night Football. Let's go down to the field now and join Leslie Visser.
Al, Bill Cowher has never lost 2 straight games, both at home. But, Bill, last week you benched your quarterback. You gave up 41 points on defense. What do you have to do tonight?
Well, we got to come out and put last week behind us, play like we know how to play. It's Monday night. It's a big game, 9th game of the season. Get our crowd into it. We need some big plays, get them into it, kind of feed off it.
You're kind of magic on Monday night.
Yeah,
Thanks,
like
Bill. Back to you, Al.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Bill Cowher in his 7th year. He has guided his team into the playoffs in each of the previous 6, once to the Super Bowl. Ryan Longwell will kick off for Green Bay, and back deep to receive for the Steelers are Will Blackwell, 89, and David Dunn, the ex-Bengal, 83.
Got to be excited for this game, huh, guys? This is great. This is a great atmosphere, a great stadium to play in, and 2 teams that need this win very badly.
The crowd waving the towels per usual in Pittsburgh. It's a short kick fielded on the run by David Dunn up at the 16-yard line. A flag comes in as Dunn gets tackled at the 32-yard line. So a flag on the opening play. And the referee tonight is a rookie referee, Ron Winter, number 14, who's been in the league 4 years as an official, but his first year as a ref, and a holding call against Pittsburgh will move the Steelers back.
Certainly not what you want when you have a struggling offense.
Holding. Number 54 during the return. 10-yard penalty.
First down.
Dante Jones to the displeasure and chagrin of Bill Cowher. And we take a look right now at the offense for the Steelers. Kordell Stewart, drafted out of Colorado as a quarterback, wide receiver, and possible running back 4 years ago. Now in his 2nd year as the Steelers' #1 QB on first down, going right to the air and hits Courtney Hawkins, who caught 14 passes to set a new Steeler team mark last week against Tennessee. The rest of the offense, you've got the bus out of the backfield. He's the key guy. And Tim Lester, the blocking back. Charlie Johnson and Courtney Hawkins on the outside, with Mark Bruner, the tight end. Up front, the veteran Wolford, the rookie Faneca from LSU, the Pro Bowler Dawson, Stye, and Jermaine Stevens, with not a lot of experience at right tackle, where Justin Strelzik is gone for the season. It is 2nd down and 4, and the bust on his first carry of the night swings to the outside, takes it up to the 24, shy of the first down. Tackled there by the rookie Vonnie Holliday. Let's look at that Green Bay defense. Up front as Fritz Shermer takes a look at this unit. Reggie White having a tremendous year. Dotson, Gilbert Brown, and the rookie Holliday from North Carolina. Kuntz, Harris, and Williams are the linebackers. In the secondary, Newsom and Tyrone Williams at the corners. Leroy Butler and Darren Sharper are the safeties. 3rd down and 1. Out of the eye. Lester the up back. Bettis is the tailback, and Jerome with a first down. A 9-yard carry to the 33, tackled by Sharper.
What a terrific block that time by Tim Lester. You have to like the way the offense of the Steelers have come out and play right now. Open it up, let Kordell throw on first down, which is what you always want your quarterback to do. And then give the ball twice to Jerome Bettis and let him follow Tim Lester.
Charles Johnson moving out wide left. Johnson last week, 3 touchdown catches. From the 32-yard line. Stewart to the air again on first down. And it is caught by Charles Johnson at the 31-yard line. No gain or even negative yardage on the play. Leroy Butler with the coverage.
That almost looked like some type of a confusing pattern run by Johnson, and it was strictly an outlet pass thrown by Kordell Stewart as Fritz Schirmer signals in the call from the far sideline.
No, Danny had a slant inside that he wanted to throw, and the linebacker's got in the throwing lane, and that's what you want Kordell to do. Throw it to the second receiver. Don't try to force it to that first guy.
Back to Bettis. And this time he picks up about 3 to the 35. So each series has begun with a pass and then a couple of runs, and it's 3rd down and long upcoming here.
Boomer, radio stations, television stations here in Pittsburgh doing polls on Kordell Stewart. People seem to have lost sight of the fact he's halfway through his 2nd year as a starter.
It's an amazing thing. Talking to Bill Cowher last night, they were saying how last year there really weren't expectations for him, and this year the expectations are so high because they got to the AFC Championship game. But this kid now has to play under an extreme amount of pressure in his home stadium.
4 wideouts, 3rd down and 7 from the 35-yard line. And Stewart out of the shotgun, hangs in there, wide open, Courtney Hawkins inside the 30, cuts it back, and Hawkins inside the 20, finally taken down at the 12-yard line by Tyrone Williams.
An outstanding job of pass protection by the Pittsburgh Steelers front wall. They picked up the blitz. Leroy Butler, as he is so prone to do, blitzes for the Packers. Butler, I believe, will come in from the left of your screen. He's picked up by Jermaine Stevens. And even though Stewart took a shot, they gave him a chance to find Hawkins downfield.
Great play design that time, too, to beat man-on-man coverage and let Hawkins outrun Newsome down the sideline.
1st down after a 53-yard gain to the 12. And back to the ground to Bettis, who takes the ball inside the 10 to about the 8, 2nd and 6.
You know what I really like, Dan, is watching the way the Steelers, after the ball was completed, they got down the field, got in the huddle, and got the play called and got to the line of scrimmage in almost a hurry-up fashion. And it puts an awful lot of pressure on the defense of the Green Bay Packers to match up in this situation.
Well, I think the Steelers know that the reputation of the Packers is, as the game goes along, they tend to get tired. It would benefit Pittsburgh to play an up-tempo game.
It is 2nd down and 6 now from the 8-yard line. Stewart, good protection, fires incomplete into the end zone, intended for Courtney Hawkins. 3rd down and 6.
Ooh, they caught a break. You know, these are the types of things that young quarterbacks have to be really careful about, is when you're down here in the red zone, you have to make sure that you see the safeties. And if you don't see the safeties, the chances for interceptions and bad things to happen obviously raise. And this time Kordell comes back, he turns his back and keeps his eye on one receiver, and you can see 2 players right there. That's the problem that Kordell's having, trying to force that ball into double coverage.
3rd down and 6. With Johnson in motion. And Stewart looking that way and hits Johnson at the 6, and he takes it into the end zone. And the Packer defense looked confused on that play, as well as the earlier long gainer to Hawkins.
They completely lost track of Johnson.
I bet you if they took a poll right now, who do they think they'd want to be playing quarterback, right?
Well, you saw Mike Holmgren almost saying to Fritz Schirmer, in effect, what in the world's going on there?
Well, look at Kordell looking downfield, then going to his 2nd receiver like he did earlier on this drive, and Johnson makes a nice play to get into the end zone.
Green Bay covering Johnson like he was the 5th receiver in the pattern.
Norm Johnson kicks his 267th consecutive extra point. All-time NFL record, and it's a perfect opening drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming off that horrible loss last week, now leading 7-0. Pittsburgh Steelers with an opening drive that culminates in a touchdown. 85 yards in 9 plays, and now the Green Bay Packers will get the football for the first time tonight.
If you're a Steeler fan, you have to be happy with the way that Kordell Stewart managed his offense. He hit the 2nd receiver a number of times in that particular scheme and read man coverage on a blitz and hit Courtney Hawkins for the big play.
Roel Preston is having a great year running back kicks, back deep along with the rookie Corey Bradford. And it is taken at the 10-yard line. In fact, it's Preston who tells Bradford to get out of the way and takes it back to the 30-yard line.
The other way I want it.
They tried to kick it away from him, and he said, no way.
Monday night, I want it.
Brett Favre, three-time MVP, making his 102nd consecutive start. With Travis Jervey now the feature back, William Henderson the fullback, Brooks and Freeman outside. Freeman having a fabulous season. Chimura is the tight end. Verba, Rivera, Winters, Timmerman, and Dotson up front. Brett Favre, 14 interceptions in his last 5 games, including 3 last week against San Francisco. And they begin with Jervey taking it to the 31 for a gain of 1. The Pittsburgh defense, one of the few teams in the league still playing the 3-4 as they have for years. Roy, Steed, and Henry up front. Gilden, Kirkland, Holmes, and Dante Jones are the linebackers. With Kordell Lake, we'll keep an eye on him, and Washington at the corners. Flowers and Perry the safeties. We say we'll keep an eye on him. He injured his ankle last week, missed the second half, and was questionable coming into tonight's game, but he is in the starting lineup. Second down and 10, and Favre looks that way, and Lake loses his man, but the pass is errant, and Brooks can't hold it in. And there's a flag down.
Looks like this could be after the play. A personal foul, either that or holding on number 62, Marco Rivera.
Rivera tangled up with Kevin Henry. And it is a personal foul against Green Bay.
One of the things that was really disappointing for Coach Cowher last week was not so much how badly the offense played. I think he got kind of accustomed to the passing game.
Foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 62 of the offense. A 15-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
But what he didn't expect was to have his defense not tackle. They gave up 153 yards rushing to Eddie George, who's one of the better running backs in the NFL, but you know, this defense is built on tackles and making plays, and you can see them getting right in the face of Brett Favre, forcing him to throw the ball a little off the mark.
Back to the 16-yard line. It is second down and 24 for the Packers, who come up in a tight formation. And it's Jervey. And Travis Jervey gets it back close to the original line of scrimmage. Forced out of bounds by Darren Perry. Travis Jervey last year went to the Pro Bowl, but as the special team player from the NFC. He had carried the ball on occasion 2 years ago, not at all last year, and then this year with Dorsey Levens getting hurt and Raymond Harris just not right. He's the guy.
And there's a good look at the Packers yards per carry, that all-important number, very last in the NFL. Jervey's been nursing a bit of a sore toe. Had a couple good practice days this week and said he's anxious to be playing on artificial turf. Makes him feel faster. He's more comfortable running on this surface.
Third down and 11 from the 29-yard line. Favre, everybody's covered. As only Brett can do, still on his feet. Across the grave throws, and somehow it's Antonio Freeman for a first down to the 45-yard line.
You know, he's beautiful, really. I mean, to watch him do some of the things, and in talking to Jim Haslett, the defense coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was saying that, you know, the thing that makes Brett Favre so great is just how spontaneous he is in the things that he does in the pocket.
This isn't coached. This is nothing more than Brett playing sandlot football. But Boomer, it's what he gets on this ball, throwing it like that. Look, he's got his feet in the air, and look at the zip that he gets on the football, getting it to Freeman.
How about that double Salchow he did?
Nice job, Dick.
From the 45-yard line, a little screen set up to Jervey inside the 40, and that's close to a first down. Tackled by Kevin Henry at the 35-yard line.
You know, he's beautiful the way he plays. He plays with reckless abandon. He's actually right there on the lunatic fringe, and he's driving Mike Holmgren crazy during games because of some of the decisions he's made throwing the football. But the thing, I mean, how could you not just love to watch him play? I mean, he's just unbelievable, some of the things that he can do. But then he might turn around and just hit Kordell.
But you have to admit, Boomer, when he let that ball go into a crowd, you're going, oh, no.
Oh, great throw.
Yeah. Second and 1 from the 36-yard line. Out of the eye.
Old Steve.
Yep, and this time it is Raymond Harris going nowhere. So they put Harris in the game, the former Chicago Bear who was hurt last year. They operated on Raymond, and he just hasn't been right.
No, he still limps when he walks. He limps when he runs, and he's just that's just the way it is. And that may be the Raymond Harris we see for the foreseeable future. He is everything in Green Bay right now is just biding time in the running game until Dorsey Levens comes back, maybe at the very end of this month, maybe the first week of December.
All depends whether they have to remove the screw from his ankle. If they don't, he's back in a couple of weeks. If they do, a month to 5 weeks, and Favre has to take a timeout after he looks at the play clock, which is already down to 1. It'll be 3rd down and 3 upcoming from the 38-yard line as the Pack takes a timeout. Here in Pittsburgh, the Steelers up 7-0 early. 3:30 Eastern time. Saturday, 3rd down and 3 after the timeout, and it is Travis Jervey not getting the first down, only to the 36, tackled there by Chris Oldham. So the choice now is 4th or 1 or a 53-yard field goal attempt.
This is an interesting dilemma right now for Mike Homer. I would think that he's probably going to go for it. He's looking to find out how far it is. He'll probably go for it here. He has that much confidence in his offense. So
Sherman Lewis in the background there, the offensive coordinator who calls down the plays.
Now, do they snap the ball, Dan?
Absolutely.
4th and 1, they snap it, they give it to Jervey, who picks and threads his way for what appears to be a first down, tackled by Earl Holmes.
That was hardly a pile-driving run. Do we have a flag somewhere? The officials are sure all getting together.
It almost looked like Dante Jones was trying to call timeout number 54.
And he got it.
He did it. Okay,
he called it.
Yes.
So the Steelers on the 4th and 1 as the Pack lined up for it. They take a timeout. They get it. It's 4th and 1 when we come back. First quarter, 6:10 to play. There is the TO. 7-0 Steelers. Jim Haslett is the Steeler defensive coordinator. His unit right now will try to stop the Packers on their opening drive. LeVon Kirkland, the linebacker.
If they run it here, Jervey better go in there a little heavier than he went last time.
Yeah, but they're going to pass it, or Favre's going to roll it and throw, and it's caught for a first down. Robert Brooks makes the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 26-yard line, or actually just stayed in, but he picks up the first down by plenty.
That's when you have confidence in your quarterback.
That's exactly, to call a play like that. This time Brett is rolling to his right to get away from the pass rush. He has Antonio Freeman running underneath, and then his second receiver is Brooks. And the unique thing about the receivers along with Brett Favre is they have such a feel for one another, that they know where they're going, especially when things break down.
And Robert Brooks, great example of a guy looking it in.
Great play fake, and Favre throws, and that is incomplete, intended for Antonio Freeman, covered there by Carnell Lake.
I remember talking to Mike Holmgren earlier when we had him this year, and when they get into the red zone or red zone territory, right around the 20 to 30-yard line here, they like to throw for it. They like to go for it. They don't want to be messing around, handing the ball off. His theory is to go after the end zone and try to get it in one big play.
Yeah, I remember him telling us in the meeting, Boomer, he said every play in the red zone is designed to get us into the end zone.
As long as the defense will allow us to go for it.
Well, when you don't have the ability to pound it out, that's what you're forced to do.
Right now they're a little outside what would be the red zone, outside the 20. And this is Jervey taking it to the 22-yard line.
Is that a live ball? Nobody's signaling one way or the other. Well, then finally we get a call.
The interesting thing about the Packers offense and in watching them evolve over the years, especially with Dorsey Levens and how versatile he is, they run the screen pass about as well as anybody's ever run the screen pass in the NFL. And, you know, and Brett Favre has been the beneficiary of that in a lot of ways. And, you know, they run screens off of all their plays, all their passing plays, not just your basic screen pass.
It takes timing, and it takes offensive linemen that can run and are good blockers in space.
On 3rd down and 8, Harris hands the ball to Freeman, but Lake is right there. Great play by Carnell Lake. Trails pulled him all the way, stayed with him, throws him down at the 34, and sets up what will be now more than a 50-yard field goal. 10-yard loss.
Well, normally when a reverse gets broken up, it's because somebody went upfield on the play side. It's not often that you see it run down from behind the way Kordell Lake does right here. He's got man coverage on Freeman, and he just goes after him. I think Kordell's ankle's all right.
Look fine to me right there.
Yeah, I think it's that high ankle sprain is a thing of the past.
Longwell, a 51-yard kick. He has not missed a kick all season. It is long enough. However, it is wide. Wide to the right, and so a huge play by Lake as he turns what would have been about a 40-yard field goal into a 51-yard attempt, and it's no good. And the Steelers still have the lead, 7-0. Tonight's aerial shots being provided by the Bud One Airship. Budweiser, an official sponsor of the National Football League, and what a sight that is. That is the Monongahela, Allegheny, and Ohio rivers all converging at the Point. Point Park is there, downtown Pittsburgh, across the river. What a sight.
And another new stadium in the works for the NFL.
Yep. And for baseball as well, the Pirates will have their own park. The Steelers will have their own park. And this will eventually be torn down.
I know there are a lot of memories here for Steeler fans and all of that, but as far as playing on this surface, playing in Veterans Stadium last week and Synergy Field now in Riverfront, the fields, just the players, can't stand playing on the fields. They don't like the AstroTurf, and having a new stadium here is something that will be, certainly supported by all the fans here.
I think the terrible towels are transferable.
Absolutely. It's a great fan base. Terrific fans for the Steelers.
From the 41-yard line, the Steelers begin this drive after the missed field goal attempt, and it's Jerome Bettis up to the 44. Tackled there by Vonnie Holliday. Vonnie Holliday has been a very pleasant surprise. There he is, the #1 pick out of North Carolina. The Packers actually traded up with Miami in the draft. They were looking for Sean Williams, the safety who was eventually plucked by the Giants, but when Holliday was available, they said, how can he still be there at 19? And they picked him. 2nd down and 6 from the 45-yard line. Stewart throws, and it's not caught at the 42-yard line. Johnson had it, and Butler may have knocked it loose.
I think Leroy did a nice job of pulling that ball loose. That looked like a completed ball. Leroy Butler, such a complete player, a great support safety on the run. But Charles Johnson has this right in there, and that is just Leroy just getting in there. Well, I keep wanting to say Leroy instead of Leroy. Just a good job of ripping the ball out of Johnson's hands.
The thing that I like
staying with it.
I like the way Kordell sets his feet, throws the ball, and it's accurate. And these are the things that I'm sure that they're watching up here in the booth, the coaches, as well as I am, to see how Kordell is managing this game tonight. 3rd and 6. He's managed to convert all 3 third downs to this point. And you can make him 4 for 4 as Courtney Hawkins makes the catch, and the Packers are going to contend that his forward momentum was stopped shy of the 1st down, but no way. The interesting thing, to go back to Vonnie Holliday for a second, is not only did they draft him and trade up to get him, but they drafted him as an interior lineman, and Mike Holmgren said, hey, let's make him an end. That's where we need help.
Well, all the publicity for rookies, especially in the NFC, goes to Randy Moss, the spectacular rookie receiver for the Vikings. In his own way, Holliday is playing his position every bit as well as Moss is playing his. Not a better rookie in the league than Vonnie Holliday.
From the 47-yard line, on the out, it's caught by Johnson. He played his college ball with Stewart at Colorado, and that's a 1st down to the 36-yard line, tackled by Coonson Williams.
Boy, and the Steeler wide receivers are finding all sorts of room between the numbers and the sidelines against this Packer secondary, Boomer.
And Kordell is doing a really nice job of just taking what they're giving him, and he's making quick decisions. And these are the things that we saw at the beginning of last week's game against Tennessee, but they kind of went haywire in the 2nd half. And this bodes well for the passing game of the Steelers.
To Bettis they go.
Because it's going to be awful difficult to run up the middle like that against this defensive line.
Gets to the 33. It'll be second down. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Budweiser since 1876. The classic American lager. AT&T, it's all within your reach. Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. And BF Goodrich Tires take control. Al Michaels with Dan Dierdorf, Boomer Esiason, Leslie Visser. The Reverend Reggie White with 11 sacks this year, on pace to equal the NFL mark of 22. 11 at the halfway point of the season. Second down and 7. And that's incomplete. Hawkins was blocked. No flag. Courtney trying to turn inside and covered well third down.
I was just watching Reggie on that last play, and he just basically took Jermaine Stevens and threw him out of the way. This guy is 6'5", about 300 pounds, and watch this swat. I don't know what you do here, Dan. I don't know how you stop this.
Well, first of all, you're ready for it.
You can't lean with your head, though, can you?
No, it's Reggie's favorite move. It's that hump move where he just gets in there, he gets underneath. It's a game of leverage. This is Stevens' 5th career start. Now, if he slept well last night, I don't know if I believe it. It would be remarkable.
Third down and 7. The Steelers 4 for 4 on third down out of the shotgun.
See, and there goes Reggie again.
And Stewart's going to run for it. First down and a lot more inside the 20. Out of bounds at the 3.
Boy, Hines Ward comes back and gets a nice block down around the 10-yard line. But that was a sack all the way. Reggie White, I'm sure, can't believe that he didn't come up with Kordell Stewart.
These are one of the things that we are not seeing from Kordell Stewart this year, the ability to scramble and make a play with his legs. And what he does here that's really nice is that he steps up in the pocket. This is what you want to do as a quarterback in the NFL. Step up, let the guys run them past you. Now he tries to fake a pass here. I don't know what that is. It's a Brett Favre move, I guess. But, these are the types of things that make him so dangerous.
The Packers, I guess, Al, took a timeout.
They did, and that is their second. So they're down to just 1 with 16 minutes to play in the half.
Reggie White gets his right arm around the waist of Kordell Stewart. Just wasn't enough.
.111 left in the opening quarter. Three River Stadium. Bill Cowher looking at his team leading 7-0, and Mike Holmgren's team in danger of falling behind by 2 touchdowns. Reggie White is out on first down anyway. First and goal from the 3-yard line. Charles Johnson is the man in motion. Keep it on the ground. Give it to the bus. And he takes the ball down to the goal line. No signal yet. And just shy of the goal line.
I don't know about that. We saw calls like this yesterday in the Baltimore Raider game, where it looked like Don Hollis got over the line, the goal line, broke the plane. This was very close.
Boomer critiquing the officiating in yesterday's game.
I saw Kordell putting his arm around the head linesman.
I'll tell you, that is close.
Well, but I guess they're saying his knee was down before he did the pirouette to lay the ball over the plane. That, of course, is what the officiating crew is saying.
Second down and goal from the 3-inch line, and Stewart will leap. And touchdown.
Packers are protesting that. But that's a hollow protest. There's not much you can do about that. But it was a great jump off the ball by Green Bay.
I'll tell you right now, this is exactly what the Stewards had hoped for Kordell Stewart to come out, make some plays, get some confidence in his game. And you can see Bill Cowher right there just screaming at all of his players, drooling on him and everything.
Well, and just think what he looks like when he's not happy.
It's beautiful.
Norm Johnson has not missed an extra point attempt in 7 seasons.
You won't see ferocity on a face of a coach like that after something good happens.
That's the guy who's winning 14-0.
It's beautiful.
Now tell me he's not chewing everybody out.
14-0. The Pittsburgh Steelers this season in the first 8 games had never gained more than 72 yards in any opening quarter. But a whole other story tonight. 144 yards total offense for Pittsburgh in the opening period.
And the conventional wisdom coming into this game is if it's a shootout, that really favors the Green Bay Packers, who have the quote-unquote high-scoring offense in this game.
You can throw wisdom out when it comes to an NFL game, especially on Monday night. Anything can happen. And
well, Boomer, especially on a Monday night in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
They love Monday night. Bill Cowher's teams just light it up.
Well, I wouldn't count the Packers out just yet, I can tell you that.
Not with number 4.
Norm Johnson kicks, fielded at the 9-yard line by Roel Preston. And good coverage. Ron Zook's special teams unit has really done a great job this season. Hines Ward down there to make the tackle. A reminder, do not miss an all-new episode of Home Improvement, America's favorite family comedy. Home Improvement, that's tomorrow night right here on ABC. Steelers clearly looking for home improvement after that disaster last week when they trailed Tennessee 34-7 at one point.
No emotion. Guys weren't tackling well on defense. They had a lot of injuries, a number of different things. And tonight, a 180-degree turnaround.
From the 21, Raymond Harris is the running back in this set, and it's caught by Freeman on a slant. Antonio is out to the 31. That should be enough for a first down. Lethon Flowers makes the tackle, and that will be the end of the quarter. End of one. Pittsburgh leading Green Bay 14-0. And Monday Night Football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, the Steelers lead it by a score of 14-0, and it's reflected in those numbers. More than a 2-to-1 advantage in total yardage as we begin the second quarter. And this is Travis Jervey for a short run up to the 34, tackled there by the nose tackle Joel Steed.
Joel Steed, really one of the outstanding defensive linemen in all of football, and he's basically a nose tackle. He gets lined up right on top of the center, and it's his job to be able to absorb a lot of times 2 blockers, a guard and a center, to free up the space for the linebackers behind him. One of the guys that just down and dirty.
Well, we call that grunt work. And he grunted his way to the Pro Bowl last.
2nd and 9. Pressure from the outside and the sack by Dante Jones. He got around Jervey coming off the edge and picks up the sack. Jones getting the start tonight in place of Carlos Emmons.
It looked to me as if Travis Jervey actually went the wrong way, then realized it and tried to pick off Jones before he could get back. And before he could get back there, Jones got enough speed around.
Well, you don't get a misstep, and you can't go clear on the other side of your quarterback in the National Football League and think you're going to get back in time to pick off a blitzer. It was a nice effort by Jervey, but he can't do it from the far side of the QB.
And I don't know if he went the wrong way or that's the way it's designed. And if it's designed that way, then you're not going to be successful.
3rd and 17, and another time. That's it for them. They've used all 3 timeouts in the first 16 minutes, 8 seconds. 14-0 Pittsburgh. Sunday Night Football on ESPN this week. Barry Sanders in action. Chicago is at Detroit. And then on Monday night next week, we go to Kansas City. The Chiefs are reeling, but Denver is unbeaten. They'll try to go to 10-0 next week. The Broncos and the Chiefs on Monday night. It's 3rd and 17 after the Packers have used their last timeout. It is tipped and it is caught by William Henderson, but well short of the first down, and Green Bay is forced to punt.
Last week against the Tennessee Oilers, they gave up a lot of big 3rd down plays. And the defense, the theory for the defense is get off the field as soon as you possibly can. And I'm sure that Coach Haslett, their defensive coordinator, has expressed his concern mightily this week.
And all of a sudden, you know, 1 touchdown is something. 2 touchdowns, all of a sudden a great deal of pressure now falls on the shoulders of the Green Bay defense. They can't afford, obviously, to fall behind by any more than 14.
Sean Landeta with a long and distinguished career and a great punt to the 13. What a punt. Hawkins runs it back. Not only long, but he angled it. He angled it toward the sideline, giving Hawkins very little room to bring it back. 51-yard boot for Sean Landeta. Pittsburgh 14, Green Bay nothing.
Fritz Shurmur, the coordinator for the Packers, he's got to take some chances. Right now, Kordell Stewart far too comfortable running this Steeler offense.
First down from the 25-yard line. And the ball is given to Jerome Bettis, landing to the outside. It's a 7-yard gain.
And you're going to have holding. You're going to have holding on the offensive line.
That flag came in way out of the secondary, but thrown clear up towards the line of scrimmage.
Ron Winter is the referee. Ron Winter is a professor at Michigan State. He looks like a professor at Michigan State, does he not?
Quite a weekend. The Spartans.
Good place to be a professor this weekend.
Number 87 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, the field judge is responsible for tracking the tight end. In this case, the Steelers' Mark Bruner, and he gets flagged for the hold right at the point of attack. Oh, it's a nice run by the bus.
And you were talking about Fritz Shurmur, and he's going to have to take some chances. Really, what it comes down to, you cannot allow Kordell Stewart a comfort zone back in that pocket.
Well, he's got it going now.
It's first and 20, and they give it to Jerome Bettis, and he goes nowhere. He's tackled there by Vonnie Holliday. Well, gents, it's that time of year, the second half of the season. It's when things get extremely interesting. And when you think about it, two teams with Super Bowl aspirations, but the loser of this game is 2 games back in its own division.
Yeah, that's a real change of pace for these clubs. They're both used to being the lead dog in their own division, and trailing is something foreign to both these guys.
You know, and the problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just lost to the Tennessee Oilers, and they have to play them again next week down in Tennessee, and Tennessee comes off a big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so it's an extremely important game for both teams.
Second and 21, and it is almost picked off, and instead it's Johnson making the catch. It had the body language of a Rod Smith interception as he came flying by, and the next thing you know, it is close to a first down.
You know, maybe that's a good sign, too. A little bit of luck never hurt anybody, and Kordell Stewart's looking the whole way, and he's throwing it one-on-one, and you could see Johnson comes up with a nice catch.
It is third down and 4.
Went right through the hands of Rod Smith.
Steelers perfect thus far on third down. Kordell trying to make it 6 for 6, and he does. It is caught for the first down as he goes to Will Blackwell. His first catch of the night.
Boomer, when you got a quarterback, and this has been a tough week for Kordell, when they start running polls about should you be replaced by Mike Tomczak, I don't care how confident you are, that has to shake you.
It shakes you, it hurts you. You got to remember, you're a human being. And, you know, this, you read the papers, you hear it. I don't care what he says.
Right.
I mean, you know it's out there. So there was an enormous amount of pressure on him tonight. And so far, he's basically answered the call, and he's making the plays.
First and 10 from the 36-yard line. Polls. Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
Remember in San Francisco in '94, they took a poll after the 49ers lost to Philadelphia 40-8, and like 90% of the people wanted George Seifert replaced by, at that time,
exactly
Jimmy Johnson out of work.
That's a great
and they won the Super Bowl, of course, under Seifert.
Well, you know, that's the way fans are. I mean, they're passionate about their Steelers. Hey, look, Terry Bradshaw went through it. Neil O'Donnell went through it. I mean, every quarterback in the league is going to go through it somewhere along the line. It's just a question of how you come out of it.
Second down and 7 from the 39-yard line. Stewart pulls it back down and throws, and coming back is Hawkins to make the catch. Great move to pick up extra yardage. First down, Pittsburgh.
Hello, Darren Sharper. My name's Courtney Hawkins, and I'm going to spin you right into the field.
It looked like Kordell wanted to throw the ball down the middle of the field and give credit to the offensive line for giving him great time and letting him take his time back there, and he found Hawkins on the sideline.
We're seeing a little creativity by the two quarterbacks here tonight.
You could see Kordell dropping back, looking down the middle of the field, it looks like he was trying to hit Charles Johnson, and then comes off to probably his third receiver, throwing it late. What a move.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line. The bus, and he makes his presence felt. George Kuntz wrapped him up, sort of.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kuntz will get credit for the tackle. But that's hardly a stunning blow that Kuntz laid on the bus right there.
In watching quarterbacks play, guys, the one thing that you want to look at is you want to look at their presence in the pocket. You want to see how they're delivering the football. Are they delivering it throwing forward? Are their feet planted on the ground? And certainly it helps when you have a guy like Jerome Bettis running over people.
Well,
like this.
that's how you finish. That is how you finish a run. Of course, it helps to be 5'11", 252.
2nd and 5, and it's the bus again to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. The Bud 1 airship hovering high above this edifice, constructed in the late 60s and opening in 1970. Home of the Steelers since then, and it will be the home through the 2000 season. And then Dan Rooney telling us before the game he's hopeful that in 2001
he'll have another edifice.
He'll have another edifice. Edifice Rex, and they'll be able to play all of their preseason games there as well as the regular season.
What will that edifice be called?
Well, we don't know yet. But,
a stadium.
It'll be available for sale. You can bet that. Kordell Stewart, and the old slash takes it inside the 30 for a 1st down.
Well, this is a beautifully called game so far by Ray Sherman, the new offensive coordinator of the Steelers. There's Ray, and he's taken his share of heat, taking over for Chan Gailey, who's now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, a lot of the blame is falling on Ray, and you can't call a game much better than he's calling this, baby.
No, you can't. And really what this was going to be it looked like it was going to be a shovel pass right there to number 86, but Kordell makes a nice play and keeps it and runs around the corner.
If you wonder what Reggie was doing, he read trap, and he's playing the block by the guard, and it went outside instead.
And this is Jerome Bettis to the 26-yard line.
Well, you're 30th in the league in passing. I mean, there's enough blame to go around for everybody. I don't care who it is. You know, it's just one of those things where you have a new coordinator trying to learn his players. You have a struggling young quarterback, an offensive line that's in shambles because of injuries, and receivers, you lose your best receiver in Yancey Thigpen. So it's going to take time.
You know, for all the heat that Kordell Stewart has taken, keep in mind he's thrown 10 interceptions. Brett Favre has thrown 15. Now he's only got 6 touchdown passes coming in tonight. He's got, you know, obviously he'll improve upon that. Brett, on the other hand, has 17.
2nd down and 6. Stewart is 9 of 12, going for 6 more, and throws it out of the end zone. Courtney Hawkins, the nearest receiver. Tyrone Williams, good coverage.
And, you know, that doesn't bother me because, you know, you're giving a shot down the field, and, hey, look, you throw it out of bounds. Everybody's covered. Everybody on the field of play was covered. Just get rid of it. Don't take a sack. Make a decision. Make it quickly, and get rid of the football.
It is 3rd down and 6. Coaches always talking about how key 3rd down conversions are. The Steelers tonight are 7 for 7 on 3rd down.
It's the quarterback's down, guys, and the quarterback has got to make plays. He's got to deliver the football, and so far Kordell has been 100%.
From the gun, Blackwell in motion.
Here it comes. Here comes the blitz.
Stewart under pressure, and this time he can't escape. It was Keith McKenzie, number 95, who wrapped him up.
And I'm not sure that was a running play, Boomer. The way the pass protection looked up front, it almost looked like that was a quarterback draw.
It might have been, or it looks like Mike Tomczak was saying to him right there, hey, look, you know, if it's a blitz, just hit your quick receiver. These are things that, you know, are hard to tell from up here. You just never know.
This will be a 45-yard field goal attempt for Norm Johnson. Johnson in his 16th season. Mike Tomczak to hold it. From 45 yards away, Johnson's kick is right down the middle.
Norm Johnson's money.
They cash in for 3 late in the 2nd period. 17-0 Steelers. Dan Rooney, the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the son of Art Rooney, the founder of the team. Boomer, you were talking about naming the stadium. If they name a stadium after anybody, it has to be named after Art Rooney, you would think.
Much like they're doing down in Cincinnati, name it after great Paul Brown. And, you know, these guys have brought football to these cities, and they basically have, you know, are a part of those cities, and rightfully so, I think.
But in an era where naming rights go for big, big money, millions and millions of dollars, it's tough to pass it up.
Right, very. Johnson's kick is fielded by Preston. Harrison tackle up at about the 32. A reminder that Sports Night, one of the best new shows of the season, follows Spin City, and you'll see that tomorrow night right here on ABC.
Now, this is the situation that Brett Favre finds himself in now. You have to be careful. You don't want to be forcing the issue. And the game is still well within your reach. You got a long, long time to go, a whole second half. You get 7 points here, the momentum can change for you, but you just have to be careful not to force it.
From the 33-yard line, Favre swings it out. Caught there by Mark Chmura, the tight end. And Mark up to the 36-yard line, tackled by Lee Flowers.
Look at the difference between LeVon Kirkland and Brett Favre.
Look at the difference between LeVon Kirkland and any of the offensive linemen.
You know, we were walking out there on the field beforehand, and I got next to LeVon Kirkland. I started shaking a little bit. Here he comes. Look at this.
270 pounds.
That's like a bull in the ring right there.
Oh, that's a big hunk of loving linebacker there.
I don't know about loving linebacker.
We saw him in a local steakhouse last night. There's no more steak left. 2nd and 7 as Favre gets dumped, flagged down at the 29-yard line. Nolan Harrison, who's been hurt, dumps him. But it's a hold against Green Bay.
Dante Jones has given Travis Jervey all he can handle on the pass rush, coming around the Brett Favre's backside, running all the way around Travis.
Bill Cowher, of course, saying decline it.
So subtle, Bill.
Holding. Number 32 of the offense. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Jervey.
You know, Nolan Harrison gets the sack, but it's because of Dante Jones coming from Brett Favre's backside, running around Jervey, that forces Brett over there. And Nolan Harrison is the beneficiary of Dante Jones' work.
Mount Holmgren may erupt at any time.
3rd and 14 from the 29-yard line. Favre slings it, and it's almost picked off by Dwayne Washington. And there weren't a lot of people between Dwayne and the end zone.
No, that was 24-0.
You can't appreciate how difficult it is to play quarterback in Pittsburgh in this situation with the noise right now. And they're blitzing and they're coming after you. You have to get rid of the ball quickly, and you got to hope that the defense is not reading where you're going with that football, or 6 the other way.
Sean Landeta to punt. Courtney Hawkins from the 25. It's a 45-yard boot and a 3-yard run back. Forced out by Thomason up at the 28-yard line. 4:43 left in the half. A perfect half thus far for Pittsburgh. 17-0. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Outside Three Rivers Stadium on a crisp and very pleasant mid-November evening, and thus far this big crowd loving every moment. Their Steelers on top 17-0. 4:43 left in the half. Pittsburgh has the ball at its own 27-yard line. Reggie White digging in on 1st down, and it is Bettis bouncing out past the 30 up to the 33-yard line. Mike Holmgren with some interesting numbers since he's been the head coach at Green Bay in '92 on at Lambeau Field. 46-7. And then on the road on grass, a great record, 15-6. Inside on artificial turf, 8-12, not too bad. But outside, as Dan mentioned on the pregame show, outside on this surface, 1-9 with that one win against Cincinnati earlier this year.
And it looks like the team saw that statistic before this game started.
Here is Bettis up to the 40-yard line. They're playing like it. 1st down.
Well, and we had a good look at Mike Holmgren earlier, and he looks like a guy who's about to go off like a bottle rocket at any moment. Don't put a blood pressure cuff on Mike Holmgren right now.
You know, one of the hardest things to do, I mean, is just to get the pulse of your football team. I mean, both of these teams, you know, are playoff caliber teams. Many feel that the Green Bay Packers are a Super Bowl caliber team, but you know, one week they play like, you know, that type of team, and then the next week they come out and lay an egg, much like Pittsburgh did last week.
Well, they've been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years. Won one of them, lost to the Broncos last year.
Bettis picks up 2 up to the 42-yard line.
You know, and again, I guess what you can do is you can go back and look at the loss of Dorsey Levens as saying how significant that is, you know, for your football team. And it really, I mean, it has a ripple effect throughout the entire, you know, the entire roster, because now your defense tends to be on the field a little bit longer. They get a little bit more winded. And then you run into a team like this that can run the football, you know, and it makes for a long season.
An outstanding start for Kordell Stewart. Look at that rating, 124.8.
2nd and 8.
Can't ask for much more of that from your quarterback.
And that is caught by Tim Lester, the blocking back. And the other encouraging thing, Dan, after you look at those numbers, is that through Stewart's career, he has been a much better quarterback in the second half than in the first half. Well, that's stark contrast.
That wasn't the case last week, though.
No.
One of the things that, you know, Kordell has to learn as well is, you know, last week after the game, you know, he was being interviewed and he said, well, I had my best game of the season. I'm like, hello? You threw 3 picks in the second half. And Bill Cowher had one of his talks with him again. And you could see right there with the graphic that in the second half he has a better rating than he does in the first. But that, again, it wasn't the case last week.
All that matters, did you have a W or an L?
Right.
And they had an L.
And that's right. And I don't think that you can justify your performance after a loss like that.
2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Crowd loving it. 17-0 Steelers. Steelers outgaining the Packers by better than a 3-1 margin.
And you look at that 219 yards for Pittsburgh. They've only been averaging 288 for the entire game. By far and away the best half they've mounted in a long, long time.
And another important third down right now for the Steelers. You know, this is a big play for the Packer defense right here.
3rd and 5 from the 45. Here comes the blitz. There goes the pass. Another conversion. It is caught by Hines Ward, and the Georgia rookie with some great moves all the way to the 10-yard line.
I would tell you that if you're going to blitz, you better not let the guys get off the line of scrimmage so free and easy. And it's the one thing that doesn't make any sense to me, because Kordell can sit back there and deliver the ball on time, and the cornerback is playing off.
Well, Pat Terrell came on the blitz, and Kordell goes right to that side to Ward.
The only thing that I can think of the reason why the cornerback would be playing off is when you think back to the Minnesota game we had, where they were throwing the ball up and making big plays down the sideline.
Well, so far from the Packers, we've seen soft coverages and missed tackles.
Here's Bettis on 1st and goal from the 10, taking it to the 8.
And we've seen Kordell Stewart delivering the football right where it needs to go.
Steelers and the Packers here, remember, are out of timeout. So the Steelers, as you look at Stewart after that 45-yard pass and run,
I can
take the clock all the way down.
He's doing. I just get in the huddle. Let's call a play. Forget all that antics.
It's called freedom of expression. He's expressing himself.
That's great.
2nd and goal. Steelers have 2 timeouts at their disposal. And they give it to Bettis.
They'll use one right here.
They'll take it to the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
You know, the thing that's kind of startling tonight is the fact of as many missed tackles as there have been. Yeah. And not so much in the middle of the defense, but on the outside, the quarterback's missing and the receivers breaking tackles.
Monday Night Football.
Because of the things that they can use him on. They can use him on options. They can use him. They can throw the ball back to him. They can use a lot of different things. They'll probably have him coming out of the shotgun with 4 or 5 wide receivers, and they'll give him an opportunity to move around.
Well, the Steelers always keep the option in their repertoire when you've got a guy that has the movement of Kordell Stewart. Told maybe it could happen.
They better get this ball snapped.
3rd and goal. Late coming out of the huddle. They get it snapped at 1, and they give the ball to Chris Uamatu Ma'afala. Touchdown.
Fava's second touchdown of the year. And Mike Holmgren asking his defensive coordinator, Fritz Schirmer, is that the best we can do?
Chris, Fuamatu Ma'afala, a rookie, and a junior Bettis.
Just a little delay up the middle. It's a draw from the shotgun.
6th round pick out of Utah. Johnson for the point after. Steelers have had the ball 4 times, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal.
Well, kudos to everybody involved with the Pittsburgh offense, but especially pass one along again to Ray Sherman. Fabulous call.
So what do you think would happen if they took one of those goofball polls right now, huh?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. I mean, it goes from week to week in this league. And you can see right here, all it is a little straight-up draw right up the middle. The offensive linemen do a really nice job of sealing off the inside. And Fuamatu Ma'afala, right?
You got it, baby.
Is that right?
Very good.
I was so afraid of saying that name tonight.
You know, Al, if they're taking any polls right now, it's in Green Bay.
You're right. The polls are closed.
This is stunning.
Well, there certainly will be adjustments at halftime in the Green Bay locker room. You know, the thing that I always caution, though, and I'm sure that Bill Cowher will also, is when he gets into that locker room at halftime, he's going to say, hey, look, boys, they could score 24 points on us as quickly as we scored on them, so do not let up.
Right now, the Steelers at or above 100 yards rushing already in this game. Keep in mind, the Packers only allowing 88 yards a game rushing all season long. So they're being dominated on the ground. They're being dominated by Pittsburgh's passing game. Their tackling is sloppy, and they've got a goose egg on the scoreboard. A little out of character for the guys in the green and gold, to say the least.
It's a ground ball picked up by Keith McKenzie, and he brings it back to the 40 with 23 ticks left. Update from Baltimore, Chris Berman.
All right, Al, thank you. Head of the Toyota halftime show, the ESPN Top 10 Plays of the Week, including a trio of 14-point swings and appearances by the Body, the Waterboy, and the Tennessee Scrambler. Back to you, Al.
All right, Chris, at the 39-yard line, it is 1st and 10 as Travis Jervey works his way up to the 49. The Packers do not have a timeout.
You know what that shows me right there, handing the ball off, is that Mike Holmgren says enough's enough, because they were in an area where normally they would go for some offensive wide receiver play on the outside and try to get him in field goal range. Enough. Enough is enough as far as Mike Holmgren is concerned.
For a long time, it's been 9 years since the Packers have trailed by this many points at the half. Toyota halftime show coming up, top 10 plays of the week, and back we come after this message from the National Football League and a word from our ABC stations. Great first half of the season. Preston fields it at the 12-yard line, looking to give him a spark, but the Steelers special teams unit doing its job all year long. Fuamatu Ma'afala makes the tackle. Let's go to Leslie Visser.
Al, it was very optimistic in the Pittsburgh locker room. Bill Cowher said it was the best first half for both the offensive line and for Kordell Stewart. He said to his guys, let's finish them off. Well, it was the opposite in Green Bay. Mike Holmgren said, we've missed too many tackles. We've got to make adjustments to get more pressure on Kordell. And then I asked him what was his mood like. He said, not good.
To say the least. From the 32-yard line, first down.
You see Brett Favre audibling right here because he reads the blitz in one-on-one.
And he takes it up to the 34-yard line, tackled there by Kirkland and Gilden. It's normally a good indication that the mood is not good when there is no paint left on the wall in the locker room.
When you audible as a quarterback, however, you have to make sure that you get rid of the football. You don't want to hold on to it. because you know that sooner or later somebody's going to get to you. You know, and this also could be a situation where Brett obviously is very aware that he's thrown a number of interceptions, and he doesn't want to do it again. He doesn't want to have that happen to him and his football team at this point. So he's not going to take the unnecessary chances.
On 2nd and 8, little swing pass, and Kordell Lake is right there to greet Travis Jervey. First half stats and a 4-to-1 ratio in total yardage. Very close to that when they appear momentarily.
Well, the Green Bay Packers with a grand total of 72 total yards. A stunning performance by the Pittsburgh offense, but that 3rd down conversion for Pittsburgh. Look at that, 9 out of 10. Talk about keeping drives alive.
Now, if you're around 45%, you're pretty good.
3rd down and 11 from the 30-yard line, and that's nowhere.
Got to be holding that time.
Yep. Dwayne Washington locked up with Robert Brooks.
You know, it looked like to me that Brett Favre knew that he had the penalty and just threw it right out there to get the penalty. A lot of times you're not going to get that call, you know, especially when you take a chance of doing that.
Ron Winter is the referee. By the way, this officiating crew is working with only 6 men right now. The umpire who started the game, Ed Kukart, broke his nose.
Pass interference. Number 20 of the defense. Penalized spot of the foul. 1st down.
That's Washington, and with Kukart out, they've moved Steve Zimmer, who is the field judge, into the umpire's position. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, and this is Jervey up to the 35-yard line.
You look at that, you see 11 defensive Steelers in the picture making the tackle, and that's exactly what you want as a defensive coordinator. You want defenses hustling to the football, and you don't want, if you have a broken tackle, you want to make sure you have guys there to clean up the mess.
Well, Boomer, they turned in such a poor performance last week against Tennessee. You knew that they were going to come back and play a more inspired defensive game today against the Packers. Who knew they were going to play this well, though?
On 2nd and 8, pressure from the edge, but it's picked up, and that's incomplete, intended over the middle for Mark Chmura.
Well, Chmura getting ridden downfield and sandwiched right between Earl Holmes and Levon Kirkland, the 2 middle linebackers, and between the 2 of them, that's a lot of girth for Brett to try to get the ball into Chmura.
Well, you know, when a defense plays a cover 2, Dan, with the 2 deep safeties, the quarterback knows that he wants to go down the middle. Now, the middle linebackers also know that that's where the seam in the defense is. So they know that they have to cover him, and they're looking for him.
Well, trying to get the ball around Holmes and Kirkland is asking a lot.
3rd and 8. Favre stepping up. Throws one-handed and picked off by Dwayne Washington. What an interception.
Washington dropped an interception in the first half that was thrown right to him. So he follows it up here in the 3rd quarter with an absolutely circus interception on the sideline.
How'd he get it, number 1? How'd he stay in bounds, number 2?
Well, let's watch and find out.
Well, you want to know why interceptions happen. You can see Carlos Emmons coming around, forcing Brett Favre early to throw it too early. And then Bill Schrader does not get good separation from Dwayne Washington. Brett has really nowhere to throw the football. So it comes down, a little pressure, not a great route, and a defensive back who's got a lot of confidence that wants to make an interception.
Wiping the blood off Brett Favre on the Green Bay sideline. Insult to injury. As Jerome Bettis picks up a couple tackled by Leroy Butler. Coming into the game, Favre almost 3 interceptions a game over the last 5. So this is 15 in the last 5.5. Most by any player in any such span in this decade. So
the only thing I could tell you about Brett Favre that is significant right now is that he has as much confidence as anybody in this league. And an interception, 15 of them, it doesn't matter. It's not going to take him away from what he does best. He plays a reckless brand of football. It's led to championships and led him to be the best quarterback in the NFL over the last 3 years. So I wouldn't worry about his psyche.
No, I don't think we have to worry about Brett going into a shell.
That's not going to happen.
No, but you have to worry about, though, that the damage those interceptions do to his football team.
And then you look at the possessions for Pittsburgh in the first half, and you don't have many opportunities to be on the field when they're holding the ball for that long and scoring that many points.
Good substantial drives, a pair of 9 plays, a dozen in there. That's good solid work by the Pittsburgh offense.
Brendan Stye is coming off the field, the guard replaced by Roger Duffy.
For an offensive line that's been battling injuries all year, they don't need to see Stye head to the bench.
3rd down and 7 from the 43-yard line. Kordell sets up the screen for Amato Afala. And the crowd going foo, first down.
And another 3rd down conversion.
And Craig Newsome is shaken up.
Out of the shotgun formation again, just solid work up front by Pittsburgh. And again, there's Duffy who gets out in front. Just good blocking by Dermontti Dawson. And I said to run these type of plays, you got to have offensive linemen that can run. At the time we were talking about the Packers, the Steelers can do it too, Boomer.
And a nice, good, safe call in that situation by Ray Sherman, not putting his quarterback in a difficult situation.
1st and 10 from the 32. And Stewart almost has that one intercepted.
Do not throw it late on the sideline. You could see Kordell looking left.
Newsome almost picks it off, and Will Blackwell was the intended receiver.
And then came back. This is the second one that Kordell actually got a break on. Don't want to throw the ball late all the way across the field. Oh. Those are momentum changers if Newsome can hold on to that football.
Blackwell actually did a pretty good job there of pulling Newsome's left arm away from the football. He had to turn into a defensive back himself on that play and did a nice job.
2nd and 10. Pressure from the inside. But they get the pass away. And it's Bettis behind Lester inside the 15. And the 6-yard line is where it finally ends. So after a very close to momentum-changing interception, the next thing you know, it's 1st and goal.
Just another easy screen pass to complete for Kordell. Make the decision easy for him and throw it to your big bus and let him run with it.
Well, another situation here, Boomer, where the Packers almost make the play. They just don't finish it. Again, good blocks out front by Dawson and Duffy. Downfield blocking by Johnson and a host of Steelers, and good solid effort by Jerome Bettis.
1st and goal. Flag thrown. Motion up front.
I think you're going to have offside, it looked like, on the defensive line for the Green Bay Packers.
Bernard Harris right in the middle. Bernardo Harris, the middle linebacker.
Outside. Defense. Left end. Penalize half the distance to the goal. Repeat 1st down.
If you missed the first half and look at that score up in the corner, that is accurate. Everybody wearing a white jersey pretty much missed the first half as well.
On the red zone, they've been great defensively up until tonight. Steelers are in there again. And Bettis goes nowhere on 1st down, 2nd down and goal from the 3.
One of the more difficult teams to come back on, too, from a deficit, just because that the type of offense they run, when it is running well, and we're seeing it running well tonight, they chew up an awful lot of time. You know, and obviously that's the ally of the Green Bay Packers if it's early in the second half. But as the game goes on and Jerome Bettis gets a little stronger, the more difficult it's going to be to come back and score a lot of points in a short period of time.
2nd and goal. Bettis. 3, it'll be 3rd down and goal. 2:40 to go. Green Bay beginning what for them will be a 3-game road trip, very long by NFL standards these days, on to New York to face the Giants next week, and then Minnesota. And the Pittsburgh Steelers will also be on the road next week at Tennessee.
All 3 of those games on artificial turf. The Giants outside, as we documented, 1-9 coming into this game, working on 1-10. And of course, they have a miserable record in the Metrodome.
And they will be there in 2 weeks. It's 3rd down and goal. And
I think Mike Holmgren, has only won once at the Metrodome?
Right. In his 6 years, Stewart has to take a timeout. 3rd and goal when we come back. 24-0 Steelers. Bud 1 airship hovering high above Three Rivers Stadium.
The blimp. There it is, back with the blimp.
That's right. Back to the future. We could Bud.
What?
We can do it all, boys.
We can.
Multi-talented.
We might have to do it all another one of these games.
Multi-talented.
Yep. 3rd down and goal from the 3 after the timeout. Stewart, protection, fires into traffic, and it's incomplete. Craig Newsome, good coverage. Courtney Hawkins, the intended receiver.
No, and the thing that I like there about Kordell Stewart, he kept the ball low. He kept it in the bottom, in the body of Courtney Hawkins. And Newsome makes a terrific play. He gets there right when the ball gets there, and that's exactly what you need to do as a defensive back down here. Careful that you don't get there before the ball to cause interference.
Tom Zach holds. Norm Johnson for the point after. A 21-yard field goal attempt. 3 more for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 8 minutes to play in the 3rd. It is 27-0 Pittsburgh. Steel City, the Golden Triangle, Point Park in the foreground, downtown Pittsburgh. Allegheny on the left, Monongahela on the right, forming the
Ohio. And where does the Ohio go, Al?
The Ohio eventually winds up in the mighty Mississippi.
Where?
Somewhere outside of Illinois.
Cairo, Illinois, I think.
Cairo. Yep. Not far from St. Louis.
No, a little bit south.
Hines Ward was down to make the tackle on that last play.
Well, this would be a nice drive maybe for Green Bay to generate a little points. I know they've kind of been waiting patiently.
Well, I've been in the same situation as Brett Favre many a time in this stadium. And I'm telling you, when they get it going on defense, the crowd gets into it. There's a lot of emotion and things start happening for you. For the Steelers, and it's a very difficult position to play quarterback on an opposing team in this stadium at this position.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Very difficult under any number of circumstances, Boomer, one of which would be the fact that Bill Cowher, the Steeler coach, when he has a lead at halftime, he doesn't give it up very often.
No, he doesn't.
Went back and researched this. Steve Hurt, our crack staff. Take a look at that. Cowher with the 2nd-best record in history, only to Hallis having the lead at the half. Guys who've coached 100 games or more. 90% of the 91% for Cowher and 91.3 for George Hallis. As Favre guns it downfield.
You know, and that particular play right there was a force. That's trying to make something. That's frustration. Surprising to me that they really haven't gone after Carnell Lake a little bit more, especially earlier in the game, knowing that he was coming off a high ankle sprain.
But look how well Carnell has played so far in this game, and that he just cuts off Robert Brooks. Brooks turning around looking for a flag.
I think he was wondering why the ball was even thrown out there. You know, these are the types of things that, you know, without a running game, that you as a quarterback find yourself in these situations trying to make plays when they're not there.
3rd and 10 from the 26. And that's caught by Freeman. And a Antonio up to the 38-yard line. Lost in the shuffle tonight in this rout is the fact that Freeman is having an all-pro season.
Oh, he's having a terrific year, and you know, he will be the Packers franchise player. He will become a free agent if they're unable to get a deal done before the season's over. He is a terrific football player who has really, really come into his own this year.
193 yards last week against the 49ers. 3 touchdown receptions. That's a career for some people.
3rd and 8. Jervy, nowhere. Tackled by Levon Kirkland.
Well, you know, again, you go back to a lack of a running game, a substantial or at least a consistent one. You know, and it's the dynamics of having a player back there that you feel comfortable with. And you can see now Travis Jervy grabbing the back of his leg. They can ill afford to lose another player in the backfield.
Well, he began the year as number 3 on the depth chart. Right now he's number 1, but with an asterisk. With Raymond Harris and Derek Holmes left on the bench to spell him. Another look. Travis Jervy needed some assistance in getting off the field. Raymond Harris comes into the backfield to replace him. 2nd down and long. And Favre quickly throws, but the play was whistled dead before its inception.
They called timeout, and they left Robert Brooks wide open, nobody covering him. Whoa.
Pittsburgh, they're second.
Yeah, Pittsburgh smartly realizing that they were a man short in coverage, and try as he may, Brett couldn't just get the play off before the Steelers were successful in taking that timeout.
And you could see right there Mike Holmgren saying, who's calling timeout? Who's calling timeout? It looked like it was number 39, I think.
Yeah, Darren Perry.
Darren Perry was calling timeout, and luckily for the Steelers, he did, and he got it across, and the officials made the call. You know, sometimes you'll call timeout, and they won't give you the timeout, especially in a situation like that.
Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Touchstone Pictures Enemy of the State coming to theaters this month. And Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
I know the Steelers are winning, and so it's tough to find fault with anything they're doing, but how do you end up without a cornerback? It's just 2nd down. It's not a mystery or anything.
2nd and 14 as Favre under pressure gets it off to Harris. And nice work to tackle him.
They're trying to run screen passes, and they can't run those, and the reaction by the Pittsburgh defense is what you're looking for. Again, we go back to last week when they played Tennessee. They didn't tackle very well, they didn't react very well, and they didn't run to the ball. And tonight we're seeing the total opposite of that. A defense that is swarming. You can see the pass rush, but they sense the screen on the outside, and they go make the play. And who's leading the charge? None other than Joel Steed, their 300-pound nose tackle, to make the tackle on the sideline.
3rd down and 16 from the 32-yard line. Favre slings it to midfield, and it is hauled in at the 50-yard line by Antonio Freeman for a 1st down.
And the interesting thing there was, I don't necessarily know, did a Steeler touch Freeman when he was on the ground?
Well, he certainly got up and headed for the end zone. The Steelers all standing around hoping to get a call from the officials that the ball hit the turf first. That looked like a pretty good job by Antonio Freeman of getting in there and cradling the ball. And yes, he was touched when he was on the ground. That's a nice job by Freeman.
Deshae Townsend got him down at the 49-yard line. Favre surveying, throws over the middle. Harris makes this catch, takes it to the 40, and that's another Green Bay 1st down. And now Green Bay moving with alacrity, down 27-0.
Moving with what now?
Well,
no, don't start in now. Just what was that word?
A-L-A-C.
Okay.
R-I-T-Y.
Okay. Hey. So they're moving pretty good.
They're moving with dispatch.
All right, they're hurrying up. Okay.
The alacrity offense on 1st down, looking for Brooks. And good coverage on the play by Dwayne Washington, step for step with him.
Well, this is the point in the game where they should be moving with alacrity.
That's right.
They should be trying to move it as quickly as possible.
Look what you've created, Al. Look what you've done.
Watch out, Al. Here I come.
Well, when you ran that offense in Cincinnati, that was with alacrity.
That's right. And Dwayne Washington has had a real good, solid game tonight. He has already had one pick. He dropped another one. And again, good coverage there against Robert Brooks. Alacrity.
Hey. 2nd and 10 at the 40. And that is Brooks making the catch at the 30 and close to a first down. Washington with him again.
I know it sounds crazy, but if the Steelers don't tighten up here and Green Bay comes down and makes this a 27-7 ball game. This is a veteran team that has been in this situation before and has scored a lot of points in the 4th quarter. A field goal won't cut it here. Nothing short of a touchdown. But if they score, in their minds, they're going to think they can still win this game.
And this time they go to William Henderson, the fullback, taking it inside the 25-yard line. Jervy, the report on Travis from the bench is a twisted knee and his return is questionable.
And we didn't see him, but he actually got off the field under his own power.
Yeah, he walked off and he was able to put weight on it. But it was twisted pretty severely underneath him. Caught in an awkward position.
On 2nd down and 3, Favre after putting it on his hip. Chase caught from behind by Dante Jones.
Well, another Steeler having a great night.
Well, you know, Boomer, it's been the story for years here with this Pittsburgh defense. It's built around speed from the linebacking position, especially off the edges. Jones and Emmons playing the linebacker position where Greg Lloyd manned it for so many years.
And Kevin Green was here.
Yeah. But with Gilden and Emmons and Jones coming off the corner, awesome speed for the linebackers. And boy, they run down Brett Favre pretty easily.
Dante Jones starting only because of the injury to Emmons with 2.5 sacks tonight.
And here comes Emmons.
Oh. Antonio Freeman was the intended receiver. Pressure put on by Gilden that time.
Jason Gilden just absolutely leveled Brett Favre. You know, to sit here and watch, you wonder why I would retire.
Well, Jason Gilden,
we had
the
to play
linebacker,
these guys 2 times this year.
Yeah, he's their best pass rusher. He leads the team in sacks with 6. And they force Green Bay to settle for a field goal. But right now, Mike Holmgren will take anything to get that 0 out of there.
42-yard attempt by Ryan Longwell. And you might say it's long.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, well. Oh, Kenny Wolf fed me that.
I know he did. Go to this commercial with some alacrity.
Yes, you bet. Quickly, with dispatch. 2:44 left in the 3rd.
From this edifice.
Saturday college football, some great games coming your way. Regional action, UCLA number 3 against Washington, and Kansas State number 1 against Nebraska from Manhattan, Kansas. Ohio State against Iowa, North Carolina, Virginia. Regional action coming your way this Saturday right here on ABC. Kickoff is fielded at the 6-yard line. And this is Richard Huntley bringing it back up to the 31-yard line. Best new family comedy on television coming your way.
It's not us. It's not us.
Well, here we go. It's not, well, the Uglies. That's the best. I guess we're the 8th best. The Uglies tomorrow night, right here on ABC.
Best. You're the best.
We don't mean to be, but
we could use a little more drama right here. Is
yes,
what we could.
We certainly can.
Absolutely. We have too much humor.
Yeah, a little less levity, a little more drama. If only the Packers could provide a little.
No laugh track in Green Bay right now as on 1st down.
No, but I bet they're yucking it up in Minneapolis.
Yes. That is because a Green Bay lost, and it's a 2-game Minnesota lead.
Yeah.
And I mean, this league is so crazy. Green Bay thinks they righted the ship last week, the win against San Francisco. Pittsburgh saying, what's going on? And, 8 days later, hello?
Yes.
No, and the thing about it is you start looking around the league and you start seeing some teams coming to life. Tennessee comes to mind. You also think about what Atlanta did yesterday in New England. I mean, there are some teams that are getting ready to really make a move here.
Some new faces and new places.
Hey, Arizona, you know, how about those guys?
5-4.
Jake Plummer brought them back down. They kick a winning field goal at the end of the game, and those are the types of things that, you know, playoff teams have happened to them.
And next week it's Arizona against Dallas.
And
it's San Francisco against Atlanta.
Another huge game, yes. So, hey, it's like a tennis match here, isn't it?
I'm just proud to be here.
We're proud to have you here.
You know, one thing about the Vikings, and they're sitting back, and I'm sure somewhere tonight, Jesse the Body Ventura has his feet up, a huge Vikings fan, just soaking this game in here tonight.
Reveling in it.
Grappling with how this could possibly be happening.
3rd and 11 after Darren Sharper made that nice play on Bettis, and it's caught by Hines Ward, who thinks he has the first down, but the head linesman said, I'm going to put it right here, and we'll measure.
I guess I should have said Governor-elect Ventura.
But of course.
Didn't mean any disrespect by Jesse the Body Ventura.
How about Dan the Body Dierdorf?
And I am not running for office.
No, again, you look really here. It looks like he makes the first down, but even beside that, the accuracy at which Kordell Stewart is operating tonight is really a thing to watch.
Well, he was well across.
He's got it.
Fortunate for the officiating crew and for the Steelers, but that was a first down that was earned. Bill Cowher.
Look at this guy.
But look how far out onto the field this guy.
He's unbelievable.
I
told you, yesterday he wasn't quite as intense in our meeting as he was 2 weeks ago. But he's still, I'm telling you, he is out there.
Before the game, very affable down on the field. Just full of good humor.
Here's Bettis picking up 3. Jerome to the 44-yard line, tackled there by Gilbert Brown, who's had a fairly silent night.
Well, this has been a strong performance by Bill Cowher's offensive line. And a lot of people talking before the game, Jermaine Stevens, the right tackle, is he going to be destroyed by Reggie White? But this has been a solid performance. And Roger Duffy there taking the place of Brendan Stye, who had to leave the game a little earlier this quarter. But this outfit has played a strong football game up front.
And I mentioned Gilbert Brown. We hadn't called his name tonight as Bettis gets taken down on a play that will end the 3rd quarter. That was Brown's first tackle of the evening, almost 45 minutes into the game.
You know, and Dan, you and I both know that the game is about emotion. It's about confidence. It's about the way you feel about yourself and your teammates. And certainly the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing the more emotional football game tonight.
They brought their emotion with them.
End of 3. It's 27-3 Pittsburgh. Monday Night Football returns after this from our ABC stations. Sunday Night Football on ESPN this week. It's the Chicago Bears against the Detroit Lions. NFC Central Division battle. Barry Sanders in action. And next Monday night, can the Broncos remain unbeaten? Can they go to 10-0? It's Denver and Kansas City from Arrowhead Stadium on Monday Night Football next week.
Denver just keeps on rolling. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback out there. Terrell Davis is running over everybody.
3rd down and 8. 4th quarter begins with a sack as Stewart gets taken down to the 35. Pat Terrell out of the secondary to knock him down.
When you see a secondary player coming out of the secondary making a sack like that, that means one of the wide receivers is not adjusting his route and the quarterback is not getting rid of the football. That's probably a sack that Kordell didn't have to take. He should have probably just thrown it out of bounds and let the guys punt. You see here, you can see all the defensive linemen plus 51, and there comes Pat Terrell by himself. You got to get rid of the football. Do not take the sack if you're the quarterback in that situation.
Josh Miller, his first punt of the night.
It got tipped, it looked like.
Wobbly ball off the side of his foot. Out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Josh Miller's probably been pretty cold standing on the sideline.
He hasn't punted for 2.5 hours.
No joshing. Bill Cowher reacting to that last punt.
The coaches are never happy no matter what the situation is. You can be up by 24 points and one of your guys shanks a punt, you're going to get a stare down.
First down for Green Bay from the 30-yard line. And that is caught. Bill Schrader falling at the 39. Let's check in with Leslie.
Al, as you know, Brett Favre's been knocked around. He told me the third toughest hit of his life was against the Steelers. It was 3 years ago on Christmas Eve. It was in Lambeau, and he was hit so hard by Kevin Green, he coughed up blood. The first 2 hardest hits, one was a car accident in college, the other he was accidentally hit in the head with a baseball bat, and he said his mother told him he didn't even cry. Al?
So that's the answer that we've been looking for. That explains Brett Favre.
Well, here's number 3.
Unofficially.
Yeah, driven into the ground by Kevin Green. Former Steeler, former Ram, former Panther, now a Panther.
I never knew he got hit in the head with a bat, though, you know.
And this is Raymond Harris. He couldn't get a first down on 2nd and 1 and can't get it on 3rd and 1. Tackled by Kirkland. So the Packers get 9 yards on 1st down, none on 2nd, none on 3rd, and now compelled to go for it on 4th and 1.
They have no choice at this point.
Oh, and here comes the decibel meter. The terrible towels are out. Look at that average. 1.6 per carry and 23 all told. 3.1 was their average coming in.
You can't even imagine how loud it is down on that field right now.
And here is Harris swinging to the outside, not even close.
Ooh, baby.
They went from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 1 to 4th and 1 to 5th and out.
I know one thing, as a defense, on 4th and a yard, you love to see a running back running parallel to the line of scrimmage. No chance.
Beautiful downtown Pittsburgh. That building, the centerpiece there, built as the U.S. Steel Tower years ago.
Look at this picture here.
The jaw, the look.
There he is.
Steel. Talking about steel.
Brett's had an awful tough night tonight. He hasn't been able to get in any sort of rhythm at all.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line as the pass is caught by Charles Johnson to the 25-yard line. Another look at Bill Cowher, the demonstrative one after the stoppage on 4th down.
That's what he's talking about. That's what he says. You know, he probably berated his defense all week this week in practice, and you know, defense is about emotion. Even he's hit that big guy, Levon Kirkland. You know, he was a linebacker.
That's because when you're a former footballer, it feels good to smack another guy around.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. I've been smacked around enough. Maybe we should smack Al around a little bit so he gets a feel.
I'm getting my body in shape this week. You won't be smacking me around.
Let's smack you around a little bit. Come on,
listen,
let's push him around.
Canyon Ranch will have this body in shape for you next week.
Come on, let's keep pushing around.
Get out of town. Get out of here.
There's a reason why I'm between the two of you here. I just want you to know.
I just want Al to feel like what it's like.
Settle down. Settle down. Let's now.
Just just give me a high 3. I don't want the whole 5 here, okay?
I'm going to give Boomer a Tootsie Pop and quiet him down.
2nd and 6 from the 21. Bettis rumbles for a first down to the 10 behind a Faneca block and Tim Lester as well.
You know, not only tackling but taking on blocks, and when you can see pulling linemen coming around the corner and defenders going low and not standing up and stopping the block in the hole, you can tell that a defense is basically not doing its job. You can see this right here. Faneca coming around, Lester leading, and defenders on the ground before the blockers even get there.
And a lack of pursuit from the inside.
Absolutely. So you can see that it's a defense that is beaten right now.
1st and goal from the 9. Jerome. Upended by Darren Sharper at the 5.
Leroy Butler got in there and got a good piece of the bus.
And you're not going to see Leroy Butler lay down. He will still continue to hit you. He is an all-pro. He's a terrific football player. Many people credit Reggie White for being the heart and soul of that defense, but right there, that guy, Leroy Butler, is a leader on this football team. And I'm sure he'll have something to say once this game's over with.
Going for the century mark for Jerome Bettis, which has a lot of meaning.
2nd and goal. Picks up 1 to the 4, tackled by Kuntz. He's doing it the hard way, though. He's doing it with a 3-point average.
Going for his 7th consecutive 100-yard game on Monday Night Football. That's some accomplishment for Jerome Bettis. And you know what, Boomer and Al? This is not going to be an easy defeat for Green Bay to just shake off. When you get beat like this, it's not just another week. You just don't that easily move on from here.
Well, I mean, if one thing is
it creates doubt.
It does. Pittsburgh came back, though. That's the thing.
But they didn't get beat like this.
They got beat at home pretty bad by Tennessee, I'll tell you.
3rd and goal.
That was a stinging defeat that they took last week.
Stewart
Something
takes
that was very, very unexpected.
For Green Bay, though, what it is over a 5-week period, it is 2 very blue Mondays. Fritzy started the game at 66.
No, you're right.
Right now he wishes he was on Route 66.
You're right, Dan. I mean, this is going to be a hard one for them to come back from. They go next week to the Giants, who are struggling themselves, but definitely a difficult situation.
It's Mike Tomczak in the game on 3rd down, and Tomczak gets sacked and loses the football, and the ball is still alive. And this is Keith McKenzie running all the way downfield for a touchdown. So after they take a timeout, they have Tomczak taking the snap. Stewart was on the field. They had split him. They run a trick play, and Green Bay winds up with a touchdown.
Return for a touchdown. And right now, Bill Cowher's thinking, can I do that one over?
Yes, Reggie White was the guy who will get credit for the sack. Tomczak loses the ball, and McKenzie scores.
Reggie just ran right around Jermaine Stevens.
But Mike,
he didn't even see him.
Holds on to that ball for a long time, waiting for somebody to break open.
But he didn't even see Reggie White. He didn't even feel him. And one of the things about playing quarterback is feeling it now. And now the Packers are going for 2. And the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers is not ready for it.
No, and they have to take
They're trying to call another timeout.
And they get one. But I believe they were out of timeouts. The Steelers were out of timeouts.
Well, that'll be a penalty.
It will be. Half the distance will put it at the 1-yard line.
You know, this game, and I keep saying it, I mean, it's 17 points. Right now it's 16. They could get it to 14.
It's 18 right now.
Oh, it's 18. I'm sorry, 18.
18
and
going to 16.
Get it to 16. And you know, this game is far from over. They'll have to empty the playbook out for the two-point plays, but
the Steelers did it last week against the Oilers. They converted 3 times.
No timeouts remaining. Delay a game. Defense penalized on the kickoff 5 yards. Will execute the try.
But a fair trade-off for the Steelers because they ended up stopping the clock. A 5-yard penalty. That's a mistake by the officiating crew to award the stoppage to the Steelers. They got what they wanted out of it, a chance to organize. For 5 yards on a kickoff, that's well worth it.
Hey, you and I played in this league a long time, and I've been in situations where I've been up 21 points, 24 points, and I've ended up losing the game at the end. Yeah. You have to stay focused, and that play, if it comes back to haunt them.
2-point conversion, tight formation, all kinds of action, flags all over the joint, no play.
That would be Chamora coming off the line of scrimmage too fast, number 89. Yes, I think so.
He was in the end zone before the ball was snapped.
He was in Sewickley. Professor?
Prior to the snap, false start, number 89 to the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
Well, a 5-yard penalty on a normal extra point try isn't that big a deal. There's Mark Chamura, well on his way prior to the snap of the football. 5 yards on a kick is no big deal, but certainly makes this conversion a little more difficult.
The full house backfield going right now.
They break the tee with Freeman. And it's incomplete, intended for Brooks in the end zone.
When Jason Gilden just bearing down on Brett Favre, I'm sure Brett would have liked to take just another second to see if somebody breaks open, but didn't have a chance.
Kenzie scores 27-9. Ryan Longwell figures to attempt an onside kick here, with Green Bay trailing by 18 points, and the Steelers expect it with 9 players.
You know, I would
within
not
a few yards of the 45-yard line.
I would not want to be the middle guy on this hands team, especially if he dribbles it right at me.
But instead, he's going to kick it downfield and into the end zone. And Green Bay has all of its timeouts, as Pittsburgh will take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, I'm sure Bill's thinking it would have been wonderful and cute if Mike Tomczak could have somehow thrown a touchdown pass to Kordell Stewart, and it would have been the cherry on top of this little Sunday they've got going tonight. But wow, and they're laughing about it. That's the look of confidence. How'd we do, Coach?
Not real well, but it's
unfazed.
not a problem. 3-yard pickup for Jerome Bettis up to the 23-yard line.
Boomer, you played a number of years for a guy that was pretty creative, Sam.
Yes, he was. He had us doing a lot of different things. And
did you ever get sent out to play wide receiver?
Yes, I did against the Washington Redskins. We had Eddie Brown lined up at quarterback, and our center, Dave Remington, called timeout. And I thought Sam was going to go ballistic on the sideline because I was wide open. Nobody was near me. Now, I know I'm sure Dave's going to be happy that I said that.
He just called. Bettis gets rolled down in the backfield. 5-yard loss applied by Vonnie Holliday.
But you know what you're seeing now is you see a little momentum switch right here at the end of in the middle of the fourth quarter, where the defense of the Green Bay Packers made a big play and now come up with another big play. And if you put Kordell Stewart in a situation right now, if he has to throw the ball, a possibility of interception could be pretty high with the way he's been playing this season.
Vonnie Holliday working against Will Wolford. I'm sure Wolford really appreciated Alan Faneca, the guard next to him, knocking him completely off of Holliday and allowing Holliday to make the tackle. Will Wolford has been a fine offensive lineman in this league for a long time.
3rd and 11, 4-man rush. Stewart throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Johnson.
I'm telling you right now, you take a look at the Green Bay defense after one play. They've now started to take it to the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The fans are even out of the game right now.
Well, the Steelers right now are playing offense, Boomer, like they got one eye on the clock.
Right.
And it can't possibly move fast enough.
Dangerous.
And for what it's worth, if Green Bay can get the ball moved downfield, they have all of their timeouts left.
All it takes is one punt return, and you're right in the middle of the game again.
They sure could have used that 2-point conversion.
The only thing right now that it looks like is that the offense of the Green Bay Packers hasn't looked that good.
Miller, that's a great kick.
Awesome.
Great kick, deep and angled, and fielded at the 26-yard line, and with nowhere to go.
Now, Bill will like that. Bill has to like that one.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. My man, Josh. I love you, Josh, he says. I love you. 55-yard booth. Tomczak and Stewart
getting ready to star in a Conehead movie.
Now, right here, now the Green Bay Packers have got to get into their 2-minute offense and get moving.
7:39 remaining in the fourth. Favre
run it
on the move, seeks a sideline.
Good smart play that time
by
Brett
Carnell
Favre.
Lake, and close to a first down, and has it.
The lane opens up for Brett Favre, and he does what he should have done. Just take advantage of it. Got close to the first down, picked it up, kept the drive moving.
From the 36-yard line on first down, Favre, flag thrown, and the pass is incomplete. Chimura heading down the middle, but a flag in the backfield. Tripping. Yep. Against the Packers.
A lot of times those offensive linemen will trip and fall on the ground, and in their own defense, what they'll try to do is they'll try to trip a defensive player coming through.
Number 52 of the offense.
Especially you guys in St. Louis.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's Frank Winters.
All those beautiful guys you played with in St. Louis on your offensive line.
I mean, there's tripping, and then there's leg whipping.
Anything you guys could get away with, you would do, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, Boomer,
What?
I would think that you would sound a little more appreciative. It's called protecting your quarterback regardless of what you have.
I know, I appreciate that. I think it was great. Here comes the blitz.
First and 20, Favre escapes, throws. It is caught up at the 30-yard line. Caught by Antonio Freeman, and he's tackled at the 32 by Levon Kirkland. Chris Oldham put the blitz on that time.
And Chris Oldham just got straight armed by Brett Favre right to the ground. You know, and this is not a panic move by Brett Favre. Just throws him to the ground.
This is a panic move by Freeman, though, when he's grabbed and.
2nd and 14, and Chimura makes the catch up at the 45 and takes the ball into Pittsburgh territory. And the Packers quickly moving up to the line of scrimmage as they're into Pittsburgh territory at the 47-yard line. He's spotted at the 48. 6:25 again. Green Bay, all of its timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. That's caught by Schrader. He gets 9 to the 40-yard line, tackled by Kirkland.
You just got to keep moving, just keep calling plays. And this is where the defense gets a little tired. And I would imagine sooner or later they're going to have to come with another blitz because they can't let Brett Favre just sit back there.
2nd and 2, 4-man line, 4-man rush, pass underthrown, 3rd down, intended for Schrader.
And now this break in the action and bringing up a 3rd down. Now this will allow the Steeler crowd to get into it a little bit. They've pretty much been back on their hands for this drive. I would assume that they'll try to get the crowd a little bit jacked here, at least make it a little hard for Brett to communicate with his offense.
3rd down, short 2 at the 40. And Favre keeps it, picks up the 1st down. Saw the opening, exploits it, moves the chains.
Well, it looked like he was going to get a lot more than that. That was a nice play by Orpheus Roy. He got in there and got Brett's legs. It looked initially like Favre might go for close to 10 yards. There was a huge hole in there.
That's Green Bay's first timeout, 2 remaining, plus the 2-minute warning. Monday Night Football. 18-point Pittsburgh lead. They were on their way to completely cementing it and wrapping it up when Tom Zach came in. The sack by White, the touchdown by McKenzie, to at least give the Steelers and their fans a little pause here.
Al, I'm trying to think of the last time that we were in this ballpark when we weren't watching the Steelers put a whooping on somebody.
I can't remember it.
Probably a Cincinnati Bengals game when I was there.
No, it wasn't that either. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. And that is caught by Brooks at the 20-yard line for a 1st down.
You know, they're moving the ball effectively right now. That time they moved Brett Favre a little bit out of the pocket. And again, this is where sometimes quarterbacks who have not gotten into a rhythm can find a rhythm because they're working so quickly and they're calling the plays for themselves and they're really involved in the offense.
From the 19 on 1st down. Favre. Line time. Going to the end zone. And Brooks can't make the catch as Deshae Townsend provided the coverage and may have deflected it.
Emmons screaming at the referee about being held by Ross Verba. You can get away with an awful lot up on the line of scrimmage these days.
The interesting thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers after this game, they have to go back down and play Tennessee next week. They still have Jacksonville twice, and they have the Patriots and the Buccaneers on their schedule. So they need this one very badly.
2nd down, 10 from the 19-yard line. Favre throws. It's caught by Schrader, and he has a 1st down inside the 3. It'll be 1st and goal, and he stops the clock with 5:11. Well, ain't this something?
When you have time as a quarterback in the pocket, you can make throws like this, and Schrader does a nice job of getting separation on Dwayne Washington. And a nice ball thrown right over the top of Schrader. You can see Brett Favre sitting in the pocket, waiting. and then delivering a strike right over the shoulder of Schrader.
Nothing in the way of a pass rush coming from the Steelers.
And their free safety, Darren Perry, just came limping off. It's 1st and goal. Raymond Harris for the touchdown, flag down.
There'll be too many men on the field, I believe, that time for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Could have been because Perry was coming off and there was some confusion.
Well, Green Bay went with their heavy package. That was a run all the way.
They're going to have to go for 2 now.
Defense, 12 men on the field at the snap. Offside. Defense. Penalties are declined. Score the touchdown.
So that gives Green Bay now 15, so they need the 2-pointer here to crawl within 10 points of Pittsburgh.
That's Harris's first touchdown.
And again, look how quickly they go on the play.
Got him in the back of the end zone.
And it is caught. It is caught for the conversion by Antonio Freeman. So Harris scores his first touchdown as a Green Bay Packer. Freeman with a 2-point conversion, and the crowd right now is stunned.
Well, and that's what happens in this league. If you do not make the most of your opportunities, much like the Steelers had down on about the 3-yard line, you give a team like Green Bay any sort of life, you have to be careful. Now you're going to probably have an onside kick here, and you better hold on to this football.
Well, you've got a 10-point game. It's an interesting call here whether you go with the onside kick here because you still have your 2 timeouts and you're going to get one at the 2-minute warning as well.
Close. Very close.
Freeman trying to swing his foot. There's one down.
And you can hear the crowd reacting too. They just saw the replay.
And these are the types of things that happen to you when you lose momentum. You start getting a few of the calls, a few of the things go your way, the ball bounces to you.
Obviously the official in the back of the end zone thinking that on that swing of the right foot, there's the one in the left, and thinking that on that swing of the right, the toe caught the turf. It didn't. It appeared to be that that foot came down out of bounds.
And remember, we're missing an official on the field right now.
But there was a guy right in position. I agree. You're right. They're working one man short.
I would think that they're on-siding here. It looks like they got a mass of guys on the left side, and they're going to come 100 miles an hour at the other mass of guys in front of them.
Remember, the ball has to travel 10 yards.
You know, a lot of time what's successful is the kicker kicking it and recovering it himself.
Or pooching it back over this side, right? There's a lot of things. No, he's going to slam it into the ground.
A little kangaroo hop, and it's a loose football.
Green
and the Green Bay Packers have it. Remember, the Steelers can touch it before it goes 10 yards, and once they do, it's a free ball.
But if you're going to come up and take that chance, you have got to cover off the ball.
Mitch Lyons was the guy.
Yep.
And he couldn't cover it.
There's Johnny Holland, the Packers special teams coach.
These are all the things that happen right now when you lose momentum. And you could see the coach is trying to get everybody back to the level that they were at. There was a comfort zone that they felt. If you're going to go for the ball, you better catch it. You've got to make that play if you're going to go for it.
Mike Pryor and Thomason are all in there. And we believe it's Pryor who came up with it at the 39-yard line on first down. Here comes Oldham, and Favre dumps it. And it is William Henderson who makes the catch and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, the one thing right now that Bill Cowher said, Jim Haslett said, hey, we are going after Brett Favre. They brought everybody to the left side of your screen. You can see Oldham coming again.
2nd and 10.
A great play by Favre, just getting rid of it.
Favre guns it, and Brooks is the intended receiver. Found the seam, but the pass wasn't there. 3rd down.
Well, Brooks got delayed because he ran into Kordell Lake as he's trying to make his break to the inside. That meant that Brooks wasn't where Brett Favre expected him to be. Kordell Lake all over the place tonight.
You better get pressure on Brett Favre here. You do not want him sitting back there and running around and making one of his spontaneous plays that leads to a touchdown or a big play.
Huge play, 3rd down and 10 from the 39-yard line.
And here they come.
And Favre throws and converts. It is caught by Freeman. It's a 1st down at the 50. He's tackled by Washington.
Nice blitz adjustment there, Boomer.
Well, you know, the thing is that if you're blitzing I don't necessarily know that you want to be playing off 6 or 7 yards if you're a cornerback.
1st and 10. Favre pump faking. Then he dumps it off. It's caught by Raymond Harris. Seeks the sideline. He finds it. He's very close to a first, out of bounds at the 40. And it's 2nd down. He's a little shy of the first. That linesman so signaling. Again, Green Bay, 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
And the momentum.
That's exactly right. And it doesn't take much, to change the momentum in an NFL football game. And strange things happen when that momentum changes.
2nd down, inches from the 40-yard line.
And here comes the blitz again.
And it is not one-handed. It is incomplete. Robert Brooks can't hold on, covered by the rookie Townsend. 3rd down.
So it's cat and mouse right now.
Yes, it is.
It's zone, it's blitz. It's zone, it's blitz.
Well, wouldn't you like to see them, Boomer, if they're going to get the man coverage on the outside with the blitz, to go vertically and try to take a shot for the end zone, go up over the top?
If you have time, and if the cornerbacks are playing off, you might not have time. If the cornerback is going to be pressing on the outside, you can get the ball quickly and make a play.
3rd and inches for the Packers. And Favre picks up the first down, lunges to the 39-yard line.
Now, you don't use a timeout here. You get up and you get under center as quickly as possible.
1st and 10 at the 39.
And this is the fun part of the game for a quarterback, because it's free and easy. It's making plays. It's making things happen and calling your own plays.
Favre
there it
going
is.
Deep, has a man, and Schrader got past Washington, and it hits Washington in the back.
If he throws that ball a little bit further, he's got a touchdown.
Schrader streaking down the sidelines, had beaten his man.
Wayne Washington caught a break right there because the ball was underthrown. Schrader had him clearly beaten.
But you know what? If he waves his arms, he gets called for face guarding. There really is no contact there. That's really a nice job by Washington.
And Schrader can help him there by slowing down and letting Washington run him over.
2nd down and 10 from the 39. Favre for Freeman, and broken up. Kordell Lake.
You're right, Dan. Kordell Lake has been all over the place.
For a guy that had to get on the treadmill before the game to demonstrate to Bill Cowher that he was able to play this game tonight. Look at Kordell Lake going stride for stride with Freeman and just flicking it away.
And let's not forget, Kordell Lake really is a strong safety that they move because of necessity to defensive back, cornerback, and he's playing against one of the better receivers in football tonight.
Flowers was lucky there. He didn't get flagged for a personal foul.
3rd down and 10. And it is caught over the middle of the 20-yard line by Schrader. To the 19 he goes, and it is another first down.
And they're going to call timeout right here. A smart call. You got to conserve as much time as you possibly can in this particular situation.
That's their 2nd. They have 1 plus the 2-minute warning. Another guy with a horrible ankle coming into the game. Schrader, as of the middle of last week, looked like he'd be inactive tonight.
Dan, you know this time of year, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got a twinge here, a nick there, a cut here.
Perfectly
nice throw, yes.
Yep.
Sidearm.
The amazing thing about Brett Favre is when he throws, he's usually falling back when he's thrown.
And Brett was sucking air at the end of that play. So I'm not so sure that timeout was, certainly it was timely, but it gave Brett a little break as well.
In the history of the league, the greatest comeback was in a regular season game, the 28-point overcoming by the 49ers against the Saints in '80. If somehow the Pack wins it, it would be the 2nd greatest regular season comeback in the history of the league.
Remember that Oiler-Bill game was a playoff game.
Right.
Frank Reich, University of Maryland, brought him back.
Go Kirk.
Yes.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line as Favre throws, going to the end zone, double teamed and complete. Perry back there along with Washington. The pass intended for Chamorro.
I will tell you, number 4 makes the game exciting, doesn't he? He just You can never discount the ability that he has to make plays and to move the football. And he does it in such a way that it's spontaneous, it's not panicky, and he feels so much confidence in his ability to deliver the football where it needs to go.
I agree, Boomer, but what really made this game exciting was McKenzie running it back for a touchdown that lit a fire under the Packers.
2nd down and 10. Favre stepping away. Oh, and it's another near pick by Dwayne Washington. It would have been his second. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
He's had an interesting game tonight, hasn't he?
He could have 2 touchdowns tonight.
He could have 3 picks tonight. He's gotten beaten on a few plays, but he's hanging. You know, he's right there. He's hanging in there, and he's not backing down. This ball looked like it was thrown behind. Yep, a little bit behind. You want to keep that ball outside, a little bit behind Tyrone Davis.
So it's 3rd down and 10 now at the 19-yard line. 2:50 to go. 10-point Pittsburgh lead. 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning for the Pack. Green Bay 3 for 3 on 3rd downs on this drive. Tip and still juggled and almost caught by Freeman, then almost intercepted by Orlando. Incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Hey, you got to go ahead and kick the field goal.
Kick the field goal right here.
I don't think you have.
And then another onside kick.
This ball is in play for a while. Right through the hands of Carnell Lake. Looks like Antonio Freeman is going to get it. Levon Kirkland knocks it out at the last minute.
And then Bo Orlando almost pulls it down.
They need 2 scores, so in comes Longwell.
37 yards field goal attempt.
This is the right play here. But Longwell better get moving here. They don't have much time on the clock.
2 seconds on the play clock. 37-yarder right down the middle.
Can you say onside kick again?
Well, they might try it.
Oh, boy. I'm sure that Bill Cowher is going to stick his head in there and tell guys this is what the deal is.
Yeah, well, one of the deals, I don't think Mitch Lyons will be coming up attempting to corral the old hot kick as quickly as he did last time.
Well, I'm sure that these guys in these special teams meetings go over these different things. And I'm sure that they're telling them right now, look, if you can get your hands on the ball and you think you can make a play, go for it.
Boy, give Levon Kirkland a lot of credit there. Antonio Freeman was going to pull that ball in. And Kirkland hustling, coming back. You know, for a 270-pound middle linebacker, Levon Kirkland covers a lot of ground.
Even if Pittsburgh recovers here, they're still going to need a
Green Bay?
First down. No, if Pittsburgh recovers, they're still going to need a first down to wrap this up because Green Bay has a timeout and the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
So they can conserve enough time to get it back.
Well, certainly recovering onside kicks favors the receiving team. It would really be something if Green Bay were to recover 2 in a row.
They'll do it again, the same alignment we saw the last time when Mitch Lyons touched it.
The key for the Packers here, create contact. They need to knock the Steelers off the ball.
Kangaroo hop, and this time it is covered by Pittsburgh. It is the tight end, Mark Bruner. Bruner seldom used as a receiver. That's the best reception he's made all year.
Never on 3rd down do they throw to the tight end.
Well, the ball took a bad hop for the Packers. It got way up in the air, and Bruner was able to elevate and get it.
So now the Steelers still in need of a first down to run the clock out.
Hold on to the football. Don't go for extra yardage, and certainly do not run out of bounds. Those are all the things that your quarterback tells you in the huddle in this particular situation.
First down. Bettis. Stop. Timeout, Green Bay, their final one. So with 2:30 left, it will next stop at the 2-minute warning. It is 2nd down and 9 upcoming here.
This is where Kordell Stewart becomes a real asset, Boomer, his ability to run.
Second and 7. This game turning on this one play with a score 27-3. Tomczak comes into the game for the first time tonight, sacked by White. Ball is loose. 88-yard return by McKenzie. It's the longest fumble return in the storied history of the Green Bay franchise.
What you might see here is a fake up the middle to Jerome Bettis and let Kordell run out with it, a little bootleg play, and if nobody's open, he'll take off with it.
Keep it on the ground with Bettis. Bettis gets to the 36. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 after they let the clock run down to 2 minutes. Tackle there made by Reggie White.
We get to see Green Bay defensive ends running for the end zone a lot. Remember Gabe Wilkins took off? Was that against the Bucks when he had the who were they playing when he had that great hurdle over the top of
I think it was last year Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it might have been Tampa Bay.
Meanwhile, the 2-minute warning upon us. 2 minutes to go, and Pittsburgh hanging on. 27-20. Reminder, after the game, stay tuned to ABC for your late local news or other programming, or go over to ESPN for a post-game show. Next week we go to Kansas City, where the big story will be, can the Denver Broncos remain undefeated? Can they go to 10-0 at Arrowhead next week?
And can the Chiefs right their listing ship a little bit?
That is a very listing ship at the moment.
You know, right here, as I was saying in the earlier, this is an opportunity to allow Kordell Stewart to use his athletic ability, and you know, you might see a play fake, and you might see him come out the backside of a bootleg. Give him an opportunity to do something.
The one thing we won't see is Mike Tomczak at quarterback.
No. And the other thing we shouldn't see, we will not see a pass here.
It is 3rd and 5. The ball is at the 36. The most interesting decision will come if, let's say, this is no gain and then it becomes 4th and 5 at the 36. Then do you pooch punt it, or do you run a play? 3rd down and 5 from the 36. It's a toss to Bettis, and it's all academic now to the 24, in effect ending the game.
How appropriate that Jerome Bettis picks up the final first down.
And
over 100 yards?
It puts him right at 100 yards.
Right at 100,
really? You've got it.
7 consecutive times on a Monday night. Jerome Bettis. Jerome, don't lose a yard on this next carry.
That's right.
Well, I think the only person will be losing yards now is Kordell Stewart.
Well, you don't see too many guys have 100-yard nights with a 2.9 average.
34 carries. The bus earned his paycheck tonight.
A bus and a half.
Well, we talked about it early in the game. You know, the key was going to be giving him the ball a lot, and they were able to do that because they got the lead.
Well, he said
they
last
didn't have
week,
to play from behind.
We mentioned on the pregame show that he only carried 11 times. He said to Bill Cowher the next day, he said, "Hey, Coach, you know, I only carried it 11 times. Bill said, "I know." And Jerome said, "Yeah, I had to go home and work out after the game." And Bill said, "I got the message." And the message is 34 carries tonight, 100 yards, and a victory.
Well, the Packers have to fly back to Green Bay wondering what if we wouldn't have played one of the worst halves we've played in a long time in the first half here at Three Rivers tonight. That just bore no resemblance at all to the Green Bay Packers we've seen recently.
You know, and you have to be happy for Kordell Stewart and also for Bill Cowher. Kordell was 15 of 22 for 231 yards. Didn't really have a big second half, but certainly did play very well in the first half, and give Bill Cowher credit for giving his quarterback, his young quarterback, confidence.
Steelers are happy. Minnesota Vikings are happy.
Yes, they are. And I would imagine that Bill's going to have to explain what he was attempting to do on the goal line down there.
Just adding some drama from Monday night. 27-20, the Steelers win it. They go to 6-3.